compared to other countries like Vietnam, Korea, Malaysia, Japan, hindi niyo po nakikita yung mukha ng mga secretaries ng Department of Tourism nila doon eh.
Perhaps if it is the pleasure of the senator that I no longer visit our destinations or that there be no coverage of the same, we can take that into serious consideration.
What's up at welcome sa Pochoklak. Sa channel nito, may akong sumuri ng mga relo ng mga kilalang personalidad at magbigay sa inyo ng masabot kayang alternatibo. Pebrero na at nalalapit na po ang araw ng pag-ibig. Kaya naman sa video nito, minabuti ko na sumuri ng mga sample ng mga relo ng sweet na mag-asawang Fiasco, Frasco. Yan po si Cristina Frasco, ang current DOT Secretary, at kanyang asawa, si Duke Frasco, na congressman ng 5th District ng Cebu. Bago po tayo magsimula, i-plug ko lang, kung gusto niyo pong komentan ko ang inyong mga relo o koleksyon ng mga relo, magpadala po kayo ng mga litrato nito sa pochoklak2025@gmail.com. Hindi na po akong papaligoy-ligoy pa. Tara na! Total, malapit na ang Valentine's Day. Dito muna tayo sa napaka-sweet na litrato na ito ni Duke Frasco, pati na ni Cristina Frasco. So, dun po tayo muna sa relo ni Cristina Frasco mag-focus. Ang kailangan po nating tingnan dito, yung style nung bracelet niya, na parang it jives very well with the case of the watch, wherein sometimes from a distance, you would feel na parang hindi naman relo yan. Parang mas bracelet siya rather than relo. Tapos tingnan natin yung tone nung case and bracelet. They are in the silver tone. Doon naman tayo sa dial na parang kulay puti siya. And if we look at the 12 o'clock position, we are going to see something there that resembles the Roman numeral 12. And if you look at the sides of the case, parang may mapapansin ko yung mga diamonds dyan. Kasi medyo makintab-kintab siya. At dahil sa mga katangian natin, this is a Patek Philippe 244910. So ang Patek Philippe 24, I have mentioned it before on this channel, but I don't feature it as much as I do the more prominent Patek Philippe models like the Aquanaut and the Nautilus. And I think the 24 line of watches from Patek Philippe, it's not super desirable compared to their other collections, but I think that makes this a good watch line for those who want to be able to enjoy Patek Philippe without the absurd prices that the Aquanaut and the Nautilus are selling for. So talking about that, this watch is currently discontinued if I'm not mistaken, but I still see it on the secondary market where I normally find it for 800,000 pesos at the maximum dito sa Pilipinas. So doon naman po tayo sa alternatives kasi mahal pa rin ang relo na ito even if it's the most accessible Patek Philippe model as of this time. Ngayon, kung idol nyo si Cristina Frasco, ang relo naman na ipinopropose ko sa inyo ay ang Alba AH7A C2X1. So ang relo na ito, kaya ako napili because of the case shape and the presence of gems sa harapan ng relo. At in terms of the concessions naman, ang unang mapapansin nyo is rose gold tone ang relo na ito rather than silver tone. And it's very important to note the difference when it comes to the materials and the finishing. So ang relo na ito, it uses stainless steel, but I do think that the stainless steel used here is inferior to the quality used on the stainless steel doon sa Patek Philippe. And the finishing on this watch will be very much inferior to that of the Patek Philippe. But you look at these two watches side by side and the price of the Alba in consideration, so ang SRP po nito 5,300 pesos. I don't think that the Patek Philippe is that much better even when you consider the differences in materials and finishing. I think looks wise the Alba achieves so much of the look of the Patek Philippe 24, and that's why I'm recommending this kung idol nyo si Cristina Frasco. Dito naman tayo kay Kong Duck Frasco. Ang kailangan po nating tingnan dito, yung case niya muna. So, the shape and the color of the case. So, yung kulay niya is, it seems to be in the rose gold tone. Tapos, pag tinignan natin yung bezel naman, kulay itim yan. And then, let's look at the dial. Parang kulay black siya. And there are dive style markers here. Pag tinignan nyo yung glass nito, the sapphire glass, I think, you'll find the the Cyclops there at the 3 o'clock position. And if you look at the strap of this watch, it's in this black rubber strap. At dahil sa mga katangian na yan, tingin ko this is a Rolex Yachtmaster 126655, which lagi ko pong sinasabi sa channel na ito. Isa po yan sa mga grail watches ko po talaga. And I really love this kind of style. Kasi ang ganda ng contrast niya. It's a rose gold case, but it's got this oyster flex strap na it's a fancy term for rubber strap, really. And there's such a contrast between these key design elements. And in spite of that dichotomy, I just think it works so well. Kaya mapapansin nyo, even on this photo, si Duke Frasco, suot niya to wearing something formal, and it does not feel out of place. And pinili siya na isuot ng mga Frasco na ang gagaling po nila, mga icons po yan sa fashion industry. And even to see Duke Frasco wear this, siguro naka-shorts or naka-t-shirt, fit na fit. And just the other night, I tried on the Yachtmaster 126655, and that just validated why it's one of my grails. And so at this time, medyo malayo pa tayo sa stage na yan, sa personal watch collecting journey ko. But it's really something that I aspire towards. So ang relo na ito, it retails for 2.1195 million pesos. But on the secondary market, I see it sell for up to 2.2 million pesos. And for someone like me na talagang gusto ko ang relo na ito, hindi ko lang to bibilin to resell, unlike many content creators. Ang sad lang na ganito nakataas yung presyo ng mga relo. And I think that luxury products in general, not just watches, will continue to climb in terms of their retail prices. But I just think that based on what I've heard from some watch resellers as well, as the prices of these watches increase, parang yung quality niya hindi sumusunod. So there are some sentiments there that the quality is declining even if the price is ascending, and that's just sad news. So ako personally, when I go for this watch, I'll probably get something na early 2020s at the latest. Now, when it comes to the alternative naman, dahil napakamahal ng relo ni Kong Duke, ang sinasuggest ko ay isang Orient Mako. At kaya ko ito nire-recommend because of the black strap and the gold accents. However, concession-wise, hindi rose gold yung accents na yan. Yan ay yellow gold. Aside from that, yung case nito mismo is colored black. I think it's PVD coated. Kaya hindi niya makukuha yung gold tone na case nung Yachtmaster. Aside from that, the materials on this watch will be inferior with the steel instead of the gold. The finishing is not going to be there. The movement here, while they are technically both mass-produced, the Orient's movement is mass-produced to a larger scale. Pero in spite of those concessions, pag tinignan nyo ang relo nito, it retails for 25,800 pesos sa website ng At Tokyo. And right now, it's on sale. I think nasa 20,600 pesos na lang ang relo na ito. That's just good value for money. And for me personally, it does look very good. Kung nagsisimula pa lang kayo sa watch collecting and you're already into this kind of look na may dichotomy between the sporty element and the formal element, I think this Orient Mako is a good way to go. Dito naman sa relo na ito ni Cristina Frasco, kailangan po nating tingnan dito, una yung bracelet, which is in the Jubilee style, at mapapansin nyo, two tones ang nandyan. One is silver tone and the other is a rose gold tone. Tapos tingnan natin yung bezel nito na parang fluted siya. Tapos tingnan natin yung dial na parang distorted yung display niya pero medyo light colored. And let's look at the markers, and they seem to be tiny gemstones na malamang sa malamang diamonds yan. At dahil sa mga katangian na yan, tingnan ko this a Rolex Datejust 31 278271. Ang Datejust is really no stranger to this channel. As I typically say, yung Datejust na silhouette with the fluted bezel and the Jubilee style bracelet na two-toned look, yan siguro ang pinaka sikat na Rolex look dito sa Pilipinas, wherein typically if you see this kind of style, this kind of configuration, you'd normally think that the watch is a Rolex, even if there are a lot of brands that have already imitated this kind of style. And I don't blame those brands kasi patok na patok naman talaga ang combination na ito. So what's unique about this watch is the dial of it na Tahitian mother of pearl, if I'm not mistaken. And there are gems, specifically diamonds, that are used as markers here. Another thing to highlight about this watch is that its diameter is 31 millimeters. And while I am typically a fan of classical sizing, the 31 millimeter sizing these days is typically more suitable for women, but still, some men with smaller wrists, I think, are going to be able to pull this one off. So this watch retails for 975,000 pesos. Pero kung hindi kayo VIP, katulad nito ni Cristina Frasco, you would have to be put on the wait list. And if you want the watch now, you're going to have to look at the secondary market for options. And the Datejust 31 is a watch that is frequently available, but with its many configurations, if you're very specific about what you want, it might be difficult to get it. But this specific one, I do see it sell on the secondary market dito sa Pilipinas for up to 1.25 million pesos. So kung idol nyo po si Department of Tourism Secretary Cristina Frasco at gusto nyo pong gayahin ang ganitong klaseng estilo, I would recommend the Seiko SUR 612P1. So kaya ko po ito nire-recommend primarily because of the Jubilee style bracelet and the gold tone bezel and the two-tone bracelet as well. However, in terms of the concession, so yung tones sa watch na ito are silver and yellow gold rather than silver and rose gold doon sa Rolex na tingin ko suot ni Cristina Frasco. Bukod po dyan, the center link of the bracelet, while it's Jubilee style, yung pinakagitnang link niya, it's silver toned rather than gold toned. Tapos, aside from that, you look at the bezel of this watch, it's not fluted, it's smooth. And then the dial of this watch is white and it uses Roman numerals. I'm recommending this kung idol nyo si Cristina Frasco. Ayun! Nakita na tayo ng mga sample ng mga relo ng mag-asawang Frasco. At ang mga relong ito po, kung tama ang aking guess, kung ano sila, base sa kanilang mga katangian, kung bibilhin nyo po sila today, maaari kayong abutin ng humigit kumulang 4.2 million pesos. That's way above 1 million pesos per watch at napakalaking pera po niyan. Pero one good thing I would say about this collection is that it's very versatile and it's got my Grail watch in it. At doon naman po tayo sa mga paborito kong relo na tiningnan natin sa video na ito. Ang pinaka-paborito ko po dyan, yung Rolex Yachtmaster 126655. It's no secret on this channel na ito ay aking Grail watch. At doon naman po tayo sa alternatives. Ang pinaka-paborito ko naman doon, yung Alba. And that's primarily due to the affordability of this watch and how classy it looks. The critical design cues are there and it does so much at this price point. Pero opinion ko lang po yan. Kung iba pong inyong opinion, kung tingin nyo meron pang ibang relo na mas angkop bilang alternative, let me know in the comment section down below. Kung nagustuhan nyo ang video na ito, please hit the like button. At kung trip nyo yung ganitong klaseng content, watch reviews, pagsuri sa mga relo ng mga kilalang personalidad, please subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon. Yun lang po. Maraming salamat sa oras ng panonood. Laters, yo!